गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पत नः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्रयवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् शञ्च मे मयश्च मे प्रियं च मे कामश्च मे सौमनसश्च मे भद्रं च मे श्रेयश्च मे वस्यश्च मे यशश्च मे भगश्च मे द्रविणं च मे यन्ता च मे धर्ता च मे क्षेमश्च मे धृतिश्च मे विश्वं च मे महश्च मे संविश्च मे ज्ञात्रं च मे सूश्च मे प्रसूश्च मे क्षीरं च मे लयश्च मरुतं च मे अमृतं च मे यक्ष्मं च मे नामयश्च मे जीवातुश्च मे दीर्घायुत्वं च मे अनमित्रं च मे अभयं च मे सुगं च मे शयनं च मे शूषा च मे सुदिनं च मे ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः गर्भाश्च मे वत्साश्च मे त्रयविश्च मे त्र्यवी च मे द्वितीयवाच्च मे द्वितीयौही च मे पञ्चाविश्च मे पञ्चावी च मे त्रिवत्सश्च मे त्रिवत्सा च मे तुर्यवाच्च मे तुर्यौही च मे पश्चवाच्च मे पस्तौही च मे उक्षा च मे वाशा च मे वेहश्च मे. Let's start from the beginning. One more. Sri Saishwaraya Namaha. Harihi Om. Garbhascha me vatsascha me triyascha me trivi cha me dityavacha me dityauhi cha me panchavischa me panchavi cha me trivatsascha me trivatsa cha me turyavacha me turyauhi cha me pashtavacha me pashtauhi cha me uksha cha me vasha cha me ऋषभश्च मे वेहश्च मे नग्माश्च मे धेनुश्च म आयुर्यज्ञेन कल्पताम् प्राणो यज्ञेन कल्पताम् अपानो यज्ञेन कल्पताम् ज्ञानो यज्ञेन कल्पताम् चक्षुर्यज्ञेन कल्पताम् श्रोत्रं यज्ञेन कल्पताम् मनो यज्ञेन कल्पताम् वाग्यज्ञेन कल्पताम् आत्मा यज्ञेन कल्पताम् यज्ञो यज्ञेन कल्पताम्. One more time. गर्भाश्च मे वत्साश्च मे त्रयविश्च मे त्र्यवीच मे दित्यवाच मे दित्यौही च मे पञ्चाविश्च मे पञ्चावी च मे त्रिवत्सश्च मे त्रिवत्सा च मे तुर्यवाच मे तुर्यौही च मे पष्टवाच मे पष्टौही च मे उषा च मे वशा च मे ऋषभश्च मे वेहश्च मे नवाञ्च मे धेनुश्च म आयुर्यज्ञेन कल्पताम् प्राणो यज्ञेन कल्पताम् अपानो यज्ञेन कल्पताम् व्यानो यज्ञेन कल्पताम् चक्षुर्यज्ञेन कल्पताम् श्रोत्रं यज्ञेन कल्पताम् मनो यज्ञेन कल्पताम् वाक् यज्ञेन कल्पताम् आत्मा यज्ञेन कल्पताम् यज्ञो यज्ञेन कल्पताम्.
But a little slower, so you get all the words perfectly.
गर्भाश्च मे वत्सा च मे त्र्यविश्च मे त्रवी च मे दित्यवाच मे दित्यौही च मे पञ्चाविश्च मे पञ्चावी च मे त्रिवत्सश्च मे त्रिवत्सा च मे तुर्यवाच मे तुर्यौही च मे पश्चाच्च मे पश्चौही च म उक्षा च मे वशा च म वृषभश्च मे वेहश्च मे नवांश्च मे धेनुश्च म आयुर्यज्ञेन कल्पताम् प्राणो यज्ञेन कल्पताम् अपानो यज्ञेन कल्पताम् व्यानो यज्ञेन कल्पताम् चक्षुर्यज्ञेन कल्पताम् श्रोत्रं यज्ञेन कल्पताम् मनो यज्ञेन कल्पताम् वाक् यज्ञेन कल्पताम् आत्मा यज्ञेन कल्पताम् यज्ञो यज्ञेन कल्पताम्. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
Garbha means fetus. Vatsa, newly born. Triyavi, 1.5-year old, he, male. Triyavichame, Triyavischame, Triyavichame. Triyavihi, Triyavi, 1.5-year old, female. Then Dityavachame, 2-year-old male. Dityauhichame, 2-year-old female. Then Panchavischame, 2.5-year-old male. Right? Turyavachame, sorry. Panchavischame, Panchavichame. Panchavischame is 2.5-year-old male. Panchavichame, 2.5-year-old female. Trivatsaschame, Trivatsachame. Trivatsa means, Vatsa means boy. Trivatsa means 3-year-old boy. Trivatsachame, 3-year-old girl, female. Turyavachame, 3.5-year-old male. Turyauhichame, 3.5-year-old female. Pashtavachame, 4-year-old male. Pashtauhichame, 4-year-old female. Then Ukshachame. Uksha means it's the stud bull that is used for recreation. Like what? The cowboy stuff that they use, the bulls, those are called, Ukshachame. Then Vashachama means infertile cow. Rishabha means the big bull that is used for creating the progeny. That's the Rishabha, the most magnanimous specimen of its kind. Only a very few in the clan are called Rishabha. Not everything can turn into Rishabha. Then Vehatsame, Vehat. Veha means cow that miscarries, or the one that gives birth to a still calf. Anadvanchame. Anadva means the ox that is used for agriculture. Difference between You don't even probably know there are this many different types of cows or the clan that is used for agriculture. Anadvanchame. Dhenu means the cow that is used for getting the milk. A dhenuschame ayuschama anadvanchame dhenuschama ayur yajnena kalpatam. Ayu means, what's ayu? Huh? Ayu means yeja. Ayu means whatever your full life force, breath, ayu. Full time life is ayu, right? Ayur yajnena kalpatam. Ayur means your entire life is ayu. Ayur yajnena kalpatam. Prano means life force. Yajnena kalpatam. Apano means prana is life force. Apana means the non-usable breath within us. There are 5 types of carbon dioxide one can call carbon dioxide. Prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana. These are the only 5 that you can relate to. There are 5 more which you cannot relate to, but they are also present in the system. The 5 that you can relate to: oxygen, that is you are breathing; apana, carbon dioxide that you excrete, what you leave out. Then prana, apana, vyana means the one that is spreading all over your system to nourish each and every cell. That is a vyana. Because the oxygen has to be carried in the blood to be able to supply to every cell in the body. That is a vyana. Then vyana, udana, right? Vyano yajnena kalpatam. Apano yajnena kalpatam. Vyano yajnena kalpatam. Then all the others are 2 are not described here. Okay? Then chakshur yajnena kalpatam. Chakshur is eyes. Shrotram is ears. Then mano, mind, yajnena kalpatam. Walk, your speech, yajnena kalpatam. Then atma yajnena kalpatam. Your spirit, your soul. And then finally yajno yajnena kalpatam. This is a very beautiful Anuvaka. There are 2 parts to it. The first part is all about a cow and its life cycle, entire life cycle, and all the different professions for which the cow is used. Then why only cow is described and not any other animal? There are also many other animals that are used for yajna also. Why is the cow only described? I think I covered this in one of the classes about the different matas. There are 4 different types of matas, mothers. The first mother is your deha mata, your body mother. Then there is a Veda mata, the mother of Vedas. Go mata, the cow. Bhu mata, mother earth. Why is cow only chosen as all the mothers? Why not any other animal chosen for any of the purposes of calling as mother? There are so many different mothers in animal kingdom. Why only cow is chosen as the mother? Because talk loudly.
It is the only animal that actually gives everything that is useful to us, even if it takes something that's not useful.
Right. Something, any mother, like for example, when I was having a conversation about this on the Mother's Day, the regional Mother's Day, that evening I was talking to kids. All of them were sitting around, I was talking about the mother. And amazing thing I was talking about, what is the significance of the mother? Mother is equal to one value. What is that value? Sacrifice. Sacrifice is yajna. Yajna doesn't mean pouring some ghee into the fire and everybody else watching it and then putting the raksha and going. That yajna has really usefulness only for a few people. Rest of the guys don't even know what is happening. Only one or two guys that are doing the yajna know what's happening in the yajna. But this yajna, the sacrifice, is the most important yajna of all the yajnas. Because the Vedas declare, na karmana, na prajaya, na dhanena, tyagena amrutatvamana. It is not through your actions. It is not through your progeny. It is not through your wealth and the properties, the number of cars you have, the number of mortgages you pay, etc., the rental homes you give. It's not through any of those things that you will become immortal. Because all of them have absolutely no meaning once you leave your body. Once you leave your body, can anybody come back and say, oh, I was the vice president of some great corporation, or I was president of a country? Would anybody who thinks about the 100 and, whatever, 5th president of United States? Who is the 5th president of United States? Can anyone tell here? That is how important the title of president of any country is. How many of us remember the presidents of all the presidents of United States? So it doesn't matter what your actions, nobody will remember. Na prajaya. You won't be alive to see how your children are doing. Forget about after you leave the body. Even when you are alive, you don't know what your children are going to do. It is not through your children. Na prajaya. Na dhanena. It is not through the wealth. Because how much wealth you can accumulate? Will you take any of a single penny when you leave the body? Absolutely no. Rare Rajulu Rajamul Galgare, Varevi, Siri Mutam Gattukani Povanzalire. This is what Potana says. How many kings have come? How many kings have come? In fact, Bhagavan describes very beautifully about Alexander. When he died, he asked him, his only wish was after he died, the procession should have his hand showing like this and taken through the entire place. Why? Because he wanted to show, arey, you fools, even a king like Alexander, when he leaves the body, he is going empty-handed. Na dhanena. But it is what? By what would we become immortal? Tyage naike amrutatvamana. When you sacrifice yourself, then you become immortal. And what is this sacrifice? When we say, who was the great soul that was born in India? Who would you say? Mahatma Gandhi. Why he is Mahatma? Because he sacrificed himself for the entire nation. When you think about who is the great lady that served everybody and became a role model of service for the entire humanity, who would you say? Mother Teresa. You say I don't even have to prompt. When I asked who is the 5th president of United States, there was no answer in the room. Why? Because she sacrificed her life. Her name will become immortal. Who was the king that lived for Satya and Dharma? Huh? Rama. I said Satya and Dharma. You didn't listen here. Who was the only king that lived for truth? That is Harishchandra. How many of people have seen Rama? Nobody even knows how he looks like. But after 25,000 years or even more, we still remember who Rama is today because of the sacrifice he did for the sake of keeping up the word of his father. This sacrifice is called yajna. This is the real yajna, not any other type of yajna. Now when you come back to the story of the mother, why do we remember the mother? Because it's only the mother that sacrificed a part of her body to bring us into life, and therefore you remember your mother. In fact, Adi Shankara says there can be a bad son on this earth, there cannot be a bad mother. There cannot be a bad mother, because the mother is the word sacrifice. And this sacrifice is the reason why the cow is included as one of the mothers. And when I was having this satsang with these children, what is sacrifice all about? I was telling, I asked Swami once, Swami, what does love actually mean? What does it mean? Then Swami said, live, love. Live, love. And then he asked, what is the difference between live and love? Huh? You can say loudly again. Huh? I and O. Live has I in it. Love has O in it. That's the only difference. Then Swami said very beautifully, if your life is for only I have to live, I have to swim, I have to buy, I have to eat, I, all the time I, then it is just live. But when your life is for others, the O, then it is called love. How simple definition of what love is, very beautifully. So when I shared with the kids, and suddenly the kid raises the hand, and he said, oh, I got it. And I said, what did you get? And he said, that's why mother has other in the word. See how profound that the kid caught it like that. And then the next kid said, what happened to father? It's a good question. How they caught even the word mother has M plus other is a mother. Because mother's life is always about sacrifice. Yajnena kalpada. It's all about sacrifice. Sacrifice part of her body for the child. Sacrifice part of her system. The mind is constantly occupied only for the sake of the child. Constantly praying for the child. Constantly thinking for the child. Constantly wishing that the child is happy. This is what the mother's life is all about. It is all about others. In fact, my mother never used to eat until everybody in the home has eaten. Then only she used to eat. That is the level of sacrifice. Ayur yajnena kalpatam. And in the case of the cow, the Gomata, why she is the Gomata, the cow is also included as a mother because every single part of the body of the cow is used for sacrifice. There is no other animal whose entire body is used for sacrifice. You can even think about, even the horns of the cow are used for yajna. You know why? They put a hollow thing and they use that to do abhishekam for the god. In fact, so incredible that part of the digestive system where all she keeps that is after the cow is, the pure cow is used for collecting that material, and the sugandham of that is used for pouring on the lingam. In fact, the body of the cow is so pure that in fact the urine of the cow is used to purify the lingam, and then only milk or curd or ghee or any other thing is poured. In fact, even the dung of the cow is so auspicious that it is used for yajna. The vibhuti that we use is purely made of cow's dung only. The only excretory aspect of any animal that doesn't stink is that of the cows. How incredible this, you have to remember this. And hence, Vedas refer to cow as a sacred animal, because every part of the system of the cow is so auspicious, serene. And now you can see how the cow is used for the system, how many different types of cows are used. Oxes that are used for agriculture, bulls that are used for actually creating the progeny. Then cows, dhenu, rishabha, veha, all these things means what? At every part of cycle of your life, if you are used for the welfare of the society, then your body is equivalent to that of a cow. Swami says very beautifully in Telugu, మానవుడు ఫలము తిని దాన్ని మలం చేస్తాడు, కానీ గోవు మలము తిని ఫలము చేస్తుంది. Means we eat what is useful and convert it into what is totally useless. Whereas the cow eats what is useless and makes what is useful for the society. And therefore, when we live a life like that, then we are also participating in the yajna. How do you actually participate in the yajna? Always taking, getting, forgetting. There is no giving and forgiving. When we live a life of giving and forgiving, then we are living a life of yajna. We are living a life of sacrifice. This sacrifice is a very phenomenal word. Now, of course, you know the Gomata, the Bhumata, the Mata that actually sacrifices everything for the sake of others only. There is nothing that she keeps. In fact, she is even greater than your Dehamata. If you go spit on your mother, she will slap you. But you are spitting on the Bhumata, she doesn't even turn around and slap you. In fact, she is the one that is giving us so much of incredible wealth that we are surviving on. This Gomata is so important in celebration of Krishna Janmashtami. Hello, excuse me. Even that is Bhagavan's plan. He wanted to make sure that we cover the cow as part of celebration of Krishna Janmashtami, and hence we are talking about the cow. Because without thinking about the cow, there is no Krishna Janmashtami. Forget Krishna. The beauty of Krishna comes because of the cow. In fact, the God has incarnated to take care of the cows as a cowherd boy, Gopala. So when the Lord is coming and taking care of the cows, what society are we living in that kill the cows, eat the cows and mistreat the cows and do not even let them survive in their normal way? Just go think about all the meat eaters that are eating this all the burgers and all. Slap yourselves in front of the mirror and say, I am not going to touch the meat of a cow. What a ridiculous society this is, that we feed the cows in not even the grass. All the kinds of ashuddha we are feeding the cows. So why is the cow and the Krishna so beautifully associated with each other? In fact, he is called Gopala only. He wants to be called Gopala because the cow is associated right behind him. Gopala is called. He is not called any other. He is not called Bhupala. Bhupala is only Ramachandra. Gopala is Krishna. And this association between the cow and the Krishna, what's the significance of that? There is a spiritual significance behind it. Go also means Jiva. Gaya means cow. Gaya also means Jiva. The individual conscience is called Go. What Krishna is the Paramatma. The one that is behind him licking his feet is the Jivatma. The Paramatma and the Jivatma together, that is the beauty of association of the cow with the self of ours. We deserve to be the cow only when we live the life like a cow. Then the God will allow you to come close to him and even lick his feet. Not only that, he will take you and he will give you shower and he will take care of you as an individual. That's why he is called Gopala. Are you all blissed out? After the lunchtime Veda class is a blissfulness, right? Therefore, when we live the life of serve all, that is the yajna. And this serve all is yajna. Love all is the adoration. In fact, if you love all, there can be no other thing called any other thing, because it's only others that exist, so you will always be serving only. When we connect to the conscience that is described in this Anuvaka, that's the daily practical application of this camakam. Ayur yajnena kalpatam. How are we putting our life for the service of others? That is Ayur yajnena kalpatam. Prano yajnena kalpatam means I am using my breath constantly. Soham mantra chanting. That is prano yajnena kalpatam, apano yajnena kalpatam. Vyano yajnana kalpatam. When we get the energy that is eaten through the food, when we spend that energy for the life, for the work, for the mission of the God, that is what is called Vyano yajnana kalpatam. Means what? Simply if you let your oxygen come and hit all your body cells, it is also not too good. You know why? Because oxygen is the prana but also is the most dangerous one as well. If you have an ischemic heart attack, you will know how deadly oxygen is. If you have a blood clot and you let it perfuse immediately, then that's how you get the strokes. Because oxygen cannot rush into the cells like that. If it does, you get killed. Vyano yajnena kalpatam. Chakshur yajnena kalpatam. How do you keep your looks for sacrifice, your hearing for sacrifice, your eating for sacrifice, your thoughts for sacrifice, your words for sacrifice, your spirit for sacrifice, your sacrifice for sacrifice. That is what the mantra is saying. How do we sacrifice your looks? How do you sacrifice your... What does it mean? Sacrificing your looks. See good. But is that sacrifice? See good is the first step. But see good is not sacrifice. We are struggling even to implement that. We are not even at that very first step of see good, hear good, speak good, think good. That is what is very first step. But what this mantra is saying is seeing for sacrifice, hearing for sacrifice, speaking for sacrifice, thoughts for sacrifice, sacrifice for sacrifice. How do you sacrifice what you are seeing?
See an opportunity to serve somebody, you go act on it.
When you see somebody suffering, and when your hands automatically go to serve them, that is seeing for sacrifice. When you're trying to hear the problems of others and give them very simply your active listening, engaging in what they are going through, and you have to take the time to do that. That is hearing for sacrifice. I don't have time, sir. Can I talk to you later? This is no sacrifice. How much time? In fact, this country, this society needs this sacrifice. They don't need food. Hello. You go to these shelters and you're providing all this food. They put in the plate, they throw in the dustbin. What kind of service are we doing? They need looks for sacrifice, for service. Looking for an opportunity to serve is sacrifice. Looking good is very first step. But in fact, we are not even seeing good. We are trying to look good. Most of our time is spent for, am I looking good? Not, am I seeing good? Forget even the higher step of seeing good is, am I seeing to serve others? Am I hearing to serve others? Am I thinking to serve others? Am I speaking to serve others? Chumma garbage talking is not even speaking good. It is even that we have to, all you can speak, unlimited peak time, all that stuff we have, that is even simply waste of time only. Now when we think about how is it that we can listen to serve others, this is very beautiful, no? When we go to the convalescent home and when we actually spend the time to go to the individual and ask, hi Joe, how is it going today? Joe is looking for someone to talk to. Joe is anxious to have someone to talk to because Joe has not seen his children for more than 2 to 3 months. He is in a nursing home. He is in a convalescent home. When we go and we spend the time to, hi Joe, how is it going? Give your hand, sit and very simply listen, listen and listen. That is listening for sacrifice. Srotram yajnena kalpatam. Chakshur yajnena kalpatagu. Shrotram yajnena kalpatam. But the problem that we have is we don't have time, no? That's the most important thing. Yajno yajnena kalpatam means I actually use my time for sacrifice. Time is yajna, it is action. When you use the time for sacrifice, yajno yajnena kalpatam. Chant one more time. Let's come back to this. 1 minute. Let me increase this. Garbhascha me vatsacha me prayavischa me prayavischa me. Some people chant trayavischa me, but as I told in the last class, we are learning as triyavischa me. Triyavichami, not Trayavichami, Trayavicham. Some people chant like that. It's not incorrect, but the way it is written is Triya. The way it is not written is Traya. Is it written as Traya? When you look at it's Triya. Triyambakam yajamage. Some people chant Trayambakam. Nothing wrong. I'm not saying it is wrong. I'm saying the Pathantra that we are using is Triya. Garbhascha me
Vatsascha me Trivischa me
Triyavicha me
Dityavacha me Dityauhicha me Panchavischa me.
Not everybody chant Sainam. Who is not chanting? I can't hear all the voices. Only 3 people voices I hear. Everybody should chant, please.
Garbhascha me Vatsascha me
Vatsascha me Vatsascha me Garbhascha me Vatsascha me Triyavischa me
Triyavicha me Dityavacha me Dityauhicha me Panchavischa me Panchavicha me
Panchavischa me Panchavicha me
Panchavischa me Panchavicha me Trivatsascha me Trivatsacha me Turyavacha me Turyauhicha me Pashtavacha me Pashtauhicha me Ukshacha me Vasacha me Rishabhascha me Behascha me Narvancha me Venuscha me Ayuryagyena kalpatam Ano yajnena kalpatam Apano yajnena kalpatam Vyano yajnena kalpatam Chakshur yajnena kalpatam Shrotram yajnena kalpatam Mano yajnena kalpatam Vag yajnena kalpatam Atma yajnena kalpatam Yajno yajnena kalpatam.
In fact, when you look at the life of Krishna, it is entirely sacrifice. Sairama, can you please turn off those microphones, Karan? First one. Okay, thank you. I thought someone was talking to me. Usually I hear myself and I was wondering what's happening here. So, thank you. So, Krishna's life is sacrifice. Sacrifice is actually living a life for others. Because the entire life of Krishna, it's all about taking care of others only. In fact, there is a beautiful story that Swami explains from Bhagavatam. The life story of Krishna is so magnanimous because it actually pacifies the beauty. It is actually Sundaram. Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. The Sundaram is Srimad Mahabhagavatam. Because without describing the life of the Hari and the stories associated with it, no matter what work you do, that has absolutely no value. Let me tell you one more time. You can be a greatest intellectual and a jnani. That jnana does not come useful for others until it is saturated with the love of bhakti. When we look at the story of the Krishna, in fact, Narada, the greatest of the jnanis, get astonished because of the bhakti of who? Gopikas. Pure, unsullied love for God. This is what Krishna has always responded to, right? Now when you look at the life of Krishna, unlike any other king, Krishna never ruled any kingdom, right? Who ruled the kingdom? You're all blissed out or what? He's thinking. He has one brother by name Balarama. Hello, excuse me. Yes, okay. Balarama was the one that actually ruled the kingdom. Krishna never ruled. Krishna left the mother and went to the other mother. And the beauty of that is, now you can imagine the Lord of all the universe, when he is getting caught, when he was caught by the mother, and he was pranking him and tying all the ropes around him, etc. All the great sages and the seers and the souls were watching this, and the gods were saying, oh my God, the one that rules the entire cosmos is being ruled by a very naive Yashoda, right? When we are fully in the awareness of the God, but at the same time we let others enter in and have their fun with us, that is the most ultimate sacrifice. Hello, can you imagine? Bhagavan Sri Sat Sai Baba, before you go tell him all the plans, he knows the entire plan, but yet he asks very innocently, where did you come from? What is your name? When are you going? What are you going to do? And here we are telling all the plans to him, and suddenly you realize, oh my God, suddenly he says, yes, I know, Abdul's Bangaru. And what is it that we are doing? What is he doing? He is actually sacrificing his awareness that already what he knows, not what he knows about what you are going to do tomorrow. He knows what you are going to come back in the next life also. Hello. But yet he gives you the space for others to come in. That is an incredible sacrifice. Because when you know how to use the computer, and you're trying to teach your mother how to use the computer, right? They're pressing the other button, what you'll be doing? Hey, no, not that button, come on, press this button or do this, type this. Your hands are itching. You can't. God knows every single move that you're going to make, but He's not going to say, hey, stop. Come on, you can't make that move. But He will if you let Him come in and you have the ability to listen to Him. Until then, He won't even come in and talk to you. And this is the most beautiful thing. Only in the stillness and the silence of ourselves, we will be able to hear the voice of God. And in order for us to be able to listen to the voice of God, we need to first of all conserve our own ability to constantly think. Like I was telling in the last class, 380 friends, every friend is posting every single second on the Facebook, and your life is only occupied with what others are posting on your wall. What time we have to think in silence? Hello. We created ourselves all this Maya around us, and we are caught up in this Maya. We don't have the ability to go silent. When we are silent, then the silence will come to us. The silence will come to us. In that lens, when we see, the letters of the script are crystal clear. Every single letter of our life he spelled out. He can even tell very clearly what is the intent for which I have created you. We can even connect to that. When we connect to that, then there is no other path. It's follow the master, face the devil, finish the game, fight to the end, finish the game. And that is the call of the Lord, and that is what Arjuna got in the battlefield. Because he is the Jagat Guru. Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. The sacrifice of the Lord Krishna in the battlefield, Swami describes, because he did all of that stuff. Yeah? He said he never rode these chariots of Arjuna. When they were running like that, he has to hold them so meticulously that he had calluses and the whole fingers were getting split with blood. Because Krishna was such a delicate hand. He only played with ladies, you see. And so he had to go wash the horses. He has to take every single missile that was coming and hitting from Karna, Bhishma, Drona, Krupacharya, all the greatest warriors. He had to take all the beating upon himself. For what? Only to keep up his promise for his friend. And what was the ultimate promise? Sneha. When you choose God as your friend request, send it to Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Hello, friend request. That's what the friend request we need to send to. When we request him to be your friend, I tell you, there is no other friend that can take care of you day in and day out. Yoga Kshemam Vahamyam. That is the ultimate sacrifice. Ultimate sacrifice, so much so that when you get a health trouble, he takes it upon himself. And therefore, what is that sacrifice? Ayur yajnena kalpatam. Bhagavan's life, he has sacrificed for the sake of the entire cosmos. The Sai Krishna has sacrificed. The other Krishna, why he did that? Here is the thing. When we look at what we have to choose, you all know the story, right? Arjuna and Duryodhana, they both go to Krishna. Huh? How many of you know the story? Yes? Many of you, yes? You want to tell the story? Yeah.
So, before the war, Duryodhana and Arjuna went to see Krishna to seek help.
Yeah.
And Duryodhana seated at Krishna's on the head side.
And Krishna woke up and Duryodhana asked Krishna, I need help. And then Krishna asked, you want me or my army and my all battalions? And he said, I want all your battalions and all your army. And Arjuna, when Krishna asked what do you want, what Arjuna wants, Arjuna said he wants just him, Krishna.
Yes. You cut the most important part, which is when both of them came, first Duryodhana sat at his feet. He was the first one to arrive. But he sat at his feet. Krishna was moving his feet. And he says, oh, I'm sitting at his feet. I need to be sitting at his head. And he moved to the head. Then came Arjuna. Only one seat was left. But anyway, he was very happy. He got a seat at the feet of the Lord. Huh? Oh, sorry. Thank you very much. Yes. So then what happened? When somebody opens the eyes, you see the person that is in front of you, not by the side of you. Right? So he asked, first Arjuna, what do you want? He didn't ask Duryodhana. Right? And then he said, no, I came first. Yeah, I know, you came first, but I saw him first. Who does the God see first? That's what you need to yearn for. When you sit at his feet, he will see you first. And then, of course, this fellow was weighing the numbers. Huh? But then, when the Lord is there, the Loka and the Lokesha, this is very important. That's the incredible devotion of Arjuna, is that He wanted only his friend, the Lord. He didn't care about the world. But here we are completely opposite. We are constantly trying to do the things that please the world, but not please the God. When we have that, Ayur Yajnena Kalpatam, Prano Yajnena Kalpatam, Apano Yajnena Kalpatam. So this aspect of the sacrifice is the message of Lord Krishna, is the message of Sai Krishna, is the message for all of us through this particular Anuvakam. Now next week there is no class. So the week after is the 6th, right? 26th. 26th we will wrap up the camakam. But before we do that, I want to teach this particular one, at least so that next time when we meet, we'll focus on the meaning of this. Ekacha me tisrascha me,
Ekacha me tisrascha me, Ekacha me tisrascha me,
pancha me sapta me,
Pancha me sapta me, Pancha me sapta me,
Navachama ekadasha me,
Navachama ekadasha me, Navachama ekadasha me,
Trayodasha me,
Trayodasha me, Trayodasha me,
Panchadasha me,
Panchadasha me, Panchadasha me,
Saptadasha me,
Saptadasha me, Saptadasha me,
Navadasha ma,
Navadasha ma, Navadasha ma,
Ekavigumshatischa me,
Ekavigum satischa me, Ekavigum satischa me,
Trayovigumshatischa me,
Trayovigum satischa me, Trayovigum satischa me,
Panchavigumshatischa me,
Panchavigum satischa me, Panchavigum satischa me,
Saptavigumshatischa me,
Saptavigum satischa me, Saptavigum satischa me,
Navavigumshatischa ma,
Navavigum satischa ma, Navavigum satischa ma,
Yekatrigumshacha me,
Ekatrigum sascha me, Ekatrigum sascha me,
Trayastrigumshacha me,
Trayastrigum sascha me, Trayastrigum sascha me,
Chatasrascha me,
Chatasrascha me, Chatasrascha me,
Stauja me,
Stauja me, Stauja me,
Dvadashacha me,
Dvadashacha me, Dvadashacha me,
Shodashacha me, Vigumshatischa me,
Shodashacha me, Vigum satischa me, Shodashacha me, Vigum satischa me,
Chaturvigumshatischa me,
Chaturvigum satischa me, Chaturvigum satischa me,
Stavigumshatischa me,
Savigum satischa me, Savigum satischa me,
Dvatrigumshacha me,
Dvatrigum sascha me, Dvatrigum sascha me,
Shatrigumshacha me,
Shatrigum sascha me, Shatrigum sascha me,
Chatvarigumshacha me,
Chatvarigum sascha me, चतुश्चत्वारिगुंसश्च मे
चतुश्चत्वारिगुंसश्च मे
चतुश्चत्वारिगुंसश्च मे चतुश्चत्वारिगुंसश्च मे
अष्टाचत्वारिगुंसश्च मे
अष्टाचत्वारिगुंसश्च मे अष्टाचत्वारिगुंसश्च मे
वाजश्च प्रसवश्च
वाजश्च प्रसवश्च वाजश्च प्रसवश्च
बीजश्च क्रतुश्च
बीजश्च क्रतुश्च बीजश्च क्रतुश्च
सुवश्च मूर्धा च
सुवश्च मूर्धा च सुवश्च मूर्धा च
व्यस्नियत्यां व्यस्नियश्चान्त्यायनश्चान्त्यश्च व्यस्निय श्चान्त्यायश्चान्त्यश्च श्चान्त्यायनश्चान्त्यश्च श्चान्त्यायनश्चान्तश्च व्यस्नियश्चान्त्यायनश्चान्त्यश्च By voltage drop, like power goes down, that's how people are chanting. It's okay if you make a mistake, no big deal. Vyasniyaschantyayanaschantyascha
व्यस्नियश्चान्त्यायनश्चान्त्यश्च
भौवनश्च
भौवनश्च
भुवनश्चाधिपतिश्च
भुवनश्चाधिपतिश्च
वाजश्च प्रसवश्च
वाजश्च प्रसवश्च
बीजश्च क्रतुश्च
बीजश्च क्रतुश्च
सुवश्च
सुवश्च
मूर्धा च व्यस्नियश्चान्त्यायनश्चान्त्यश्च
व्यस्नियश्चान्त्यायनश्चान्त्यश्च
भौवनश्च भुवनश्चाधिपतिश्च ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति